we're about ready to get started here. Okay. Let me get all my props going here. Do any of you take advantage? I put music links into the emails I send you with the yoga set. And you can stream almost all this music I use is on YouTube or somewhere on the internet that you can stream the music. I don't necessarily stream it here because I'm always questionable whether I'm getting proper Wi-Fi, but I try to give you the links to the music so you can do that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's tremendous amount of resources on the internet now. Okay, let me get the yoga set going here. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to bring our palms together, center of the chest. And take a deep breath. Take it in through the nose all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. Fill the belly. Let the belly expand down and out. Fill into the rib cage. Keep the heart center elevated. Shoulders relaxed. Fill up through the chest. Keep the neck in line and neck lock. Pull the chin back slightly. Not up and back, not down, but straight back. It kind of straightens that spine under the base of the skull. Inhale up through the neck all the way to the top of the head, through the nose. And exhale, same way, through the nose. Let the tension go in the head, the neck, the chest, the rib cage. Pull the navel back. Push the air all the way out. That's a long, deep breath. Emphasizing on the long. Take your time when you do this. Inhale to the belly. Expand into the rib cage. Fill the chest. Shoulders relax. And elevated heart center, neck lock in place, fill all the way up, top of the head. Feel that energy. Hold the breath for a moment. Feel the energy. It's prana, life force energy, the spark within the atom, the unlimited energy of the atom, that neutron, electron, proton, cosmic dance that's going on. Every atom, you have trillions of them in your body. You're like a mini galaxy. Exhale. When you exhale, you're letting stuff go. It's upon it. It's not like the beginning of a story like Once Upon a Time, but it's learning how to let stuff go from the mind, from the body, from the spirit, whatever's going on. You got to learn to let it out little bit by little bit. That way you don't get so pressurized that you, like a pressure cooker, if you take the lid off, suddenly it explodes. But if you diffuse the energy, which you can do with every breath, and you got a real nice outlet for all that. Inhale deeply to begin. We'll bring our palms together, center the chest, full deep breath. Om Namo on the first breath, Guru Dev Namo on the second breath. So inhale. Om. Om. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of fun today to help clear our minds, and should be a lot of fun. And we're going to work on this pineal gland, center of the brain. Your pineal gland stimulates the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is the master gland of the body. It kind of regulates a lot of the other glands. And in Kundalini Yoga, the whole purpose is to generate the energy to stimulate the pineal gland, to regulate the pituitary gland, so that you open yourself up to your cosmic consciousness, to see these unseen, know the unknown. Because it's all out there, we just don't necessarily know how to tune into it. That's the dynamic we're working with, you know. And so that's what we're basically trying to do with the yoga, is to bring the energy up, stimulate all of this, so that you, and be able to handle the energy. You know, it's like in that old movie, A Few Good Men or something like that, and it was Jack Nicholson on the stand, and Tom Cruise said, "I want the truth." And Jack Nicholson said, "You can't handle the truth." Well, that's a lot of the reality of life, is that we can't handle the truth. And we have a hard time even figuring out what the truth is in the first place, because we have a subconscious that we filter everything through, and it kind of messes everything up. So that's why we meditate, is to kind of keep clearing. That's what yoga is. Yoga is just a giant, sort of like a giant cleansing process that you're going through. So when you come to a yoga class, after your yoga class, drink lots of water, because you get a lot of things stirred up. You want to flush a lot of junk out of your system. It helps to clear the way. Okay, so we're going to do a few warm-ups to get us going here. Some of you are brand new, maybe never done this before. Just do the best you can. Use your common sense. And so you're going to inhale, you're going to roll the hips forward, and you're going to elevate the heart center. You exhale, you roll back on the hips. Inhale forward, exhale back. This helps move the spinal fluid up and down the spine, up into the mind as well. It helps clear the mind. They actually did some research studies back in the 70s at UCLA in LA, Los Angeles, and hooking people up to brainwave machines while they were doing this exercise, and it helps to generate the brain waves that you have when you have clarity of thought. You know, back in the 70s, people were pretty fogged up. They were really on a lot of drugs. I guess a lot of people are on a lot of drugs today, too. But we're moving beyond that context as much as possible if we possibly can. But there's a lot of people get hooked on that stuff, and it's a problem.
Hooked on electronics now.
Huh?
Hooked on electronics.
Yeah, but there's the opioid epidemic. You know, everybody's figure they can take a pill for anything. So a few more seconds. Move the spine as much as you can. Now, it's not a leaning forward, it's an elevation. Elevation.
When you do this, you put to squeeze your abdominal muscles.
No. Squeeze your abdominal muscles? Is that what you're saying?
Breathe out.
Oh, well, you're just exhaling. Just roll it. Just concentrate on rolling the hips forward and back and elevating the heart center. Who's back? Can you bring me some honey mustard water? Honey
Yes.
mustard? Yeah, all right, great. We'll share it with the class someday. Okay, now inhale, straight spine. And exhale, letting the tension go. Now extend your legs out in front of you, just like this. And you're going to inhale in the upright position. Keep the spine straight. You're going to bend from the hips. As you exhale, lean the heart center down towards the knee. Don't curl the spine down. Keep the head up in straight line. Lean forward. When you feel the pressure of the stretch, exhale the air out. Relax into the stretch. You only work within the dynamics of the pressure of the stretch. For some of you, it might only be this far. For others of you, it's all the way down here. But you just work within your own realms of the pressure of the stretch. So inhaling up, exhale down. For most of you, just put your hands on your knees and just inhale up. And exhale, push that heart center down toward. It's like this. Keep the head up. You don't want to drop the chin down. That kind of cuts off this awareness, your proprioceptors. Those are internal GPS signals in the body that let the body know the position of things and helps you stay more aware if you keep your head straight on that spine. It's like the ability to bring your hands together without even looking, because you kind of know where the left hand is and you know where the right hand is. You don't even have to look at them, and you actually can bring them together just like that. That's your proprioceptors working. This music kind of helps you to develop a rhythm. Inhaling up, exhaling down. This helps to stretch the life nerve that runs from the big toe of each foot up the inside of each leg, up to both sides of the spine. That life nerve, if you keep it stretched out and energized by exercising it like this, it'll help you to have plenty of energy whether you're 8 or 108. I'm closer to 108 than I am to 8 anymore, and I really appreciate the fact that I've been able to work on this life nerve. So there are many young people that can't do this. This helps to keep the opening up that lower back. You're going to feel it. If you press that heart center forward, it stretches out that lower back a little bit. The lower back bears the brunt of all that stuff that goes on in the back. Okay, inhale upright, full deep breath. And exhale. Now sit cross-legged again. Or you can keep your legs out. We're going to bring the hands onto the shoulders. I'm getting old. I can't grab the shoulders, so the fingers to the front, thumbs to the back. The important thing is keep the elbows up. Keep the upper arms parallel to the ground. Keep the heart center elevated. Inhale, turn and twist left. Exhale, twist right. Now make sure you're not going to hit your neighbor when you do this. Remember to keep the head level. You want the head up and back. You don't want the head down into the chest. You want to turn from shoulder to shoulder. This is the only exercise, yogically speaking, that helps to lubricate those discs, those pads between the vertebrae. If they get dried out and crumble, you're going to have big problems. Chronic back pain. You're going to have to get your spine fused or something. It's different than confusion. Spinal fusion creates a lot of challenges in the back. Remember to turn your head from shoulder to shoulder. Your uppermost part of the spine is up under the base of the skull. If you have trouble with dizziness, keep the eyes closed. Just move as best you can. Inhale left, exhale right. If you have trouble with dizziness, keep the eyes closed. Focus at the brow point between the eyebrows, top of the nose. Keep elevating those Elbows up. Some people get them down here, and it's a whole different thing. When you're up here, you keep stretching higher and higher. Stretches out the spine, helps that fluid get into those different areas. And inhale to the center, full deep breath, relax the arms down. Inhale, exhale. Now, hands resting on top of the knees. Going to inhale, push the shoulders up towards the ears as high as you can. And as you exhale, this is the key to the exhale. Just let them drop. You got to learn to let go. Push them up on the inhale, exhale, let them drop. This helps to move that spine, lymph fluid around in your body. The lymph system is where your body dumps all its trash, all its junk. Every cell that gets killed off or dies or for whatever reason gets dumped into the lymph system. It's got to be able to circulate out of the body, all that waste stuff. If you have a clogged up lymph system, it's like having a clogged up toilet. It gets pretty intense after a while. That's why people have a lot of infections and all these other things. They don't keep their lymph system clear, which helps to enhance the process of the immune system. Your lymph nodes, you have these sensitive spots all throughout the body. When you're little kids, you can always find those spots to bug people. They're real sensitive spots. Other places you don't have them. Those are where the lymph nodes are. They're like little, kind of like weather stations. They tell the body or tell the mind that, oh, we got an infection in this area. You need to send antibodies and produce this kind of antibody to fight off the infection. If they get clogged, they don't send the proper feedback to the brain, and that part of the body suffers. What this does is this moves the lymph fluid back into your blood system underneath the collarbones. Helps to filter out the junk through the liver and the kidneys. You get enough circulation through the legs and probably the arms if you're moving at all. But a lot of people don't even move their arms much. They're spending all their time hunched over keyboards, computers, texting, computer games, remote control on the TV. Got to move this upper body. Breathe into it. Little kids like to call this the choo-choo train exercise because you sound like a choo-choo train. Inhale, bring the shoulders up. Stretch the spine up. Inhale some more. More. Tuck in the chin now. Chin to the chest. Inhale some more. Stretch up. Apply the root lock. Muscles at the tailbone, base of the spine. Squeeze tight those muscles. Pull in the navel point. Hold the breath. Create the heat. That heat circulate through the body. It's healing energy. Exhale, relax. Inhale deeply, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, letting the tension go. Inhale. Exhale. Now drop the chin to the chest and begin slow neck rolls. Inhale up around the back. Slowly exhale down around the front. Helps to work out the kinks in the neck, helps to realign those vertebrae in the neck, helps to enhance that circulation of blood up into the brain. If you have a tremendous amount of tension locked into that upper chest, neck, and shoulder area, you're basically cutting off some of the oxygen flow to the brain. When you start reducing the oxygen flow to the brain, you're going to feel depressed. It's a physiological fact. It's not a psychological fact. It's a physiological fact. No wonder so many people are taking these antidepressant drugs, you know, because they don't move that upper body enough. Work out the kinks. Now reverse direction. Keep the heart center elevated. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't sway your body. Just move the head and neck only. Isolate the focus. Again, breathe into the areas where you feel the tension. As you exhale, let the tension go. Inhale to the center. Okay, now we're going to start the fun. Okay, you're going to interlace your hands into Venus lock. For women, it's left over right. That's the way most people tend to do it. But for the men, they need to do it right over left. So your right thumb's on top, your right index finger's on top, and you know, just like that. Feels weird till you get used to it. You're going to bring the hands right over the top of the head so that you create this kind of like arc line over the top of the crown chakra. Keep the neck lock in place. Inhale deeply, full deep breath, and start pulling on the hands. Try to pull them apart, but have a firm grasp so you create some tension. Keep the focus up at the crown, top of the head, and just breathe long and deep. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose as you keep pulling. Steady pressure, focused at the brow point or focused at the top of the head. The more you breathe, the greater effect you feel. The more pressure you apply and pulling on the hand, it'll work into your shoulders as well. You're increasing that arc line. You know, when you see pictures of gurus and saints, they have this energy of light around their head. That's what you're building, is that arc line that runs from one shoulder over the top of the crown chakra to the other shoulder. That's why saints and gurus are considered enlightened beings, because you can kind of sense or be aware of that extra energy they seem to have in these uppermost chakras from the 5th, 6th, and 7th chakra. Steady pressure, keep going. One more minute. Inhaling and exhaling. The breath is the driving force. The exercises in Kundalini Yoga channel that energy of the breath, that pranic energy, to various parts of the body, depending on whatever exercise we're doing. So make yourself breathe. The more you breathe, the more prana you're pulling in. As you exhale, the more you're releasing, the elimination, the apana. You're processing here, big time. Keep breathing, keep going. 30 seconds now. Inhale. Fill all the way up, top of the head. Inhale some more. Exhale, push it all the way out. Keep the head straight. Push it out, pull the navel back, belly button back towards the spine. Inhale deeply again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale deeply, full deep breath. Fill the belly. Expand into the rib cage. Fill the chest. Up through the neck, top of the head. Inhale some more. More. Hold the breath. Pull on the hands. Apply the root lock. Base of the spine. Squeeze tight. Pull in the navel. Focus brow point. Or the top of the head. Your choice. Circulate that energy. And exhale. Relax the arms down. Bring your hands into Gyan Mudra. Index finger pad of the thumb touching the pad of the index finger. Rest them at the knees and just sit quietly. And continue to breathe and just be aware. Meditate on the dynamics that you're feeling. You're basically an observer when you're meditating. Just watch what happens with your body, your emotions, your breath, and your mind. Have compassion because you are experiencing what you're observing. There's no right or wrong answers here. No judgment, no shame, no blame. Just be aware. That's what you're doing. Keep the focus at the brow point. Remember, shoulders relax, elevated heart center, neck lock in place. Keep the breath flowing long and deep. Bring in the prana, that life force energy. As you exhale, let the tension go, let the stuff go. Since we're doing a lot of sitting, you don't have to stay in cross-legged position if you're more comfortable with your legs extended out, or if you're sitting on your heels. It's up to you. Now inhale, exhale again. Interlace your fingers into that Venus lock whether you're a man or a woman, and now you're going to bring the hands back up over the top of the crown chakra like before. This time you're going to have the thumbs pressing together as you try to pull the fingers apart. So you're pressing the thumbs together and you're trying to pull the fingers apart, and you're breathing powerfully, long and deep. Focus at the brow point or at the top of the head, your choice. Keep that neck lock in place. The more effort you put into it, the more benefit you will gain. It's your experience. How much do you want to invest in yourself?
What are the thumbs doing?
Pressing. You're trying to press the thumbs together as you pull the fingers apart. It's a push and pull. And you're basically breathing long and deep. You're taking the energy of the breath. You're directing it. So breathe, maximize the energy that you can draw in with the breath, and also the process of letting stuff go with the exhale. Remember, that energy is being circulated through every one of your chakras, from the base of the spine up through the sex organs, up through the navel point, up through the heart center, up through the throat, up through the neck, up through the third eye point, up through the crown, up through the radiant energy around your body. That's what you're dealing with. One more minute. Keep going. Breathe. Keep pulling. Keep pushing. Push the thumbs together. Pull the fingers apart, but don't let go. Inhale deeply. Keep pulling and pushing. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale deeply. Full deep breath. Inhale some more. 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 Press those thumbs together. Pull those fingers apart. Squeeze tight the root lock. Base of the spine. Pull in the navel. Focus. Top of the head. Brow point. Your choice. Hold the breath. Come on. Exhale. Relax down. Again, hands in Gyan Mudra. Resting at the knees. Again, be the observer. Be the meditator. Just feel the energy. Let it circulate. Let the tension go on the exhale. Remember, there's no right or wrong answers here. Just experience with compassion, because you're observing the dynamics, but at the same time you experience it. You have to be involved and detached at the same time. It helps you to explore all the realms of the subtleties of your consciousness. If you're wondering about the music and the rhythm here, this music is the last 5 lines of Jap Sab, which is a Sikh prayer that gets recited. It's one of the Banis. It's one of the 5 prayers that the Sikhs suggest that people pray every day. This is a poem that Guru Gobind Singh developed that explains all the different, describes all the different aspects of God. It takes about 30 minutes. He just rapid fire. It's almost like rap music, you know. It's just rapid fire descriptions of all the different nuances and qualities and dimensions of God. And in these 5 lines, he said, even after all of that, it's unfathomable, undescribable of what we haven't described so far. And that's the gist of the story, the moral of the story. Even though we described all these things, there's just infinite number of things we don't know. Known and unknown. You got to learn to be comfortable with the unknown. Once you do that, then you can face anything. Because that's the vast reality of the universe, is that we really just don't know all sorts of things. It's the unknown. But don't let that be your mantra. Let your mantra be, I'm going to find out. I'm working toward going from darkness to light, from gu to ru, from ignorance, gu, to ru knowledge. That's what the dynamic is. It's an unfolding process. It's sort of like you're a solid tree. You're slowly growing, slowly spreading your branches, slowly becoming more and more aware. You're not forcing things. You're allowing the presence of the divine flow to flow through you. The more you do that, the more aware you become. The pure light within you will guide you on your way. Okay, now inhale. Exhale. One last time. Interlace the fingers into Venus lock. This time you're going to point that index finger over the top of the crown chakra. Press those index fingers together as you try to pull apart the hands. Again, breathe long and deep. This is like an antenna. You're attracting the energy. You're also radiating the energy, the cosmic flow. So just breathe long and deep. Keep going. Remember, the more effort you put into it, the more benefit you gain. But work within your own realms. You know, you can only do what you can do within yourself. Remember, the breath is the driving force. The exercises help you to channel that pranic energy to various parts of the body, depending on whatever exercise or position or posture that we're doing. So breathe in that pranic energy, the blueprint of the universe. Exhale, let the stuff go, and keep going. Keep the focus up at the brow point or the top of the head. 30 more seconds. Inhale deeply. Fill all the way up, top of the head. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep pulling. Keep pushing those index fingers together. Those are your fingers of knowledge, the fingers of wisdom. That's called the Gyan finger. Inhale, last time. Full deep breath. Pull on the hands. Press those index fingers together. Apply the root lock. Squeeze tight, base of the spine. Pull in the navel. Focus. Brow point, top of the head, your choice. And exhale again. Relax the arms down. Hands in Gyan Mudra. And just sit quietly and meditate. Feel the energy. Let it circulate. Let the tension go. Let the dynamics of the energy of the mantra flow through you. Now inhale. Exhale. Now bring the hands up 60 degrees, not down here at 45, up here. Your fingers are spread wide. You're creating a funnel. And you're going to begin breath of fire, rapid breathing, pumping the navel. Just imagine you're funneling the energy down through the crown chakra, throughout the rest of your body. Keep the elbows locked straight. Keep elevating the heart center. Your navel point, your belly button is the power center of the body. You're activating that energy. You're circulating that energy. You're stopping the aging process. Keep those elbows locked straight, arms up at 60 degrees. Some of you must have flunked geometry. You're down at 45. Get them up there, 60 degrees. It's actually easier. Come on. Spread those fingers wide. Tension in the palms. Funnel that energy down from the universe. You're bringing that cosmic flow through your system. Keep stretching up from the shoulders. Keep elevating that heart center. Keep the head straight, level-headed now. Last 30 seconds. Inhale deeply, full deep breath, fill the belly. Expand into the rib cage, fill the chest, heart center elevated, up through the neck, up through the top of the head. Fill up that funnel, up to the top of your fingertips. Inhale some more, more, more. Hold the breath now. Apply that root lock, base of the spine. Squeeze tight, pull in the navel. Focus up through the top of the head. Radiate out into infinity, out into the universe. exhale, relax the arms down. Again, just sit quietly for a few moments and be the great observer. The Guru is the observer. God is the observer. They just watch what you're doing with the energy that they've provided, with the wisdom that they provide, however it is. It's up to you to channel that energy. But at this moment, just allow whatever's flowing to release and let go. Let it circulate. Just be aware without judgment, without shame, without blame. There's no right or wrong answers. Okay, now inhale, exhale. Now just come lying down on your back. Let the energy circulate, letting the tension go. Just let the weight of your body release into the floor. Let the tension go, let the energy flow. Totally relaxed. While you're relaxing, I'm going to read you some of the lecture notes that were accompanying this meditation, where we're going to make our minds clear and light to develop the power of expression. The science of yoga makes people effective. The problem in life is not whether you are rich or not. The problem is not being mentally clear. Sit for an hour or two sometime, see your mental garbage and clean it. Allow your spirit to come out. Fear makes you small and limited. When you have no fear, you expand. And opportunities and prosperity come to you. When you have no fear, you do not have to uplift your face. A fearless face looks radiant. When you sit before a mirror, you must look into your mind. If you do not look into your mind and keep it clear, all sexual, sensual, commotional, professional, personal, and impersonal relationships will not satisfy you. An unclear and confused mind makes you act wrong. The secret of happiness is in your power to sacrifice, uplift others, to sacrifice and uplift others. Happiness is in giving, not in taking. God will give to you. Trust in the fact. You can complain or compliment. Which will you choose? You doubt everybody. Is everybody a living doubt? Are you living in duality? The fact of life is that you and God are one identity. There is no place for duality. What will come to you will come whether you like it or not. But if a bad time comes and you like it, it will run away. You do not know your power. You think everybody else is running your life. You want to become beautiful to convince somebody, known or unknown. Apply this attitude towards God within you. Make your mind light and clear. Smile. Your good manners will bring you all fortune. Complaints, duality, and misery will not get you anywhere. Happiness is your birthright. There is no argument about it. Give your mind a chance. We're going to do it here today. It is not a very easy Kriya. You can either complain or be happy with it. The mantra we're going to use is Hara, Hara, Hara. Using the navel point generates the power. When you flip the tongue up against the upper palate to produce the last part of the word Hara, sounds like a DH. That is stimulating up into the mind, into the brain. Your upper palate is like a meridian grid and stimulates your brain. That's why mantras are so powerful. Hara is not some god or non-god. It is the sound to lose the ego and gain the goddess. When you utter it, using the power of the navel and pulling the elbows back, which is what we're doing in the meditation, it becomes the most powerful tool in your life. Do it happily. 11 minutes of this Kriya will change your power of expression. After a few days of practice, the elbows and spine will start working together with the sound of Hara. The bow is ready, like the bow and the arrow. You pull back on the bow. Your thought will be like the arrow, will go straight to the target, hitting the bullseye. The lack of this power is the cause of your suffering. Whatever you say must be hit the inner ear of a person. Otherwise, instead of going to his heart, it goes to his head. And when it goes to the head, the head starts arguing. What is he talking about? He makes friends fight. A husband and a wife fight. Children and parents fight. And makes you ineffectual in your professional relationships. Your projection is your power. The age of Aquarius is before us, where all we know will become absolutely obsolete. If our sensory system does not work and we cannot read between the lines and into the third eye of a person, we will go crazy. We will not understand what is going on. Learn the dating game within yourself. Have a date with your mind 2 hours every day. Just sit and do nothing and see how many dirty thoughts come to you. In the end, you will say, "Shut up. I am going to sit for 1 hour and not do anything. I'm not going to scratch my nose or my ear. I'm not going to physically move my body at all." See how miserable you become. All the misery that is to come to you that day will be gone in exactly 31 minutes. This is the natural law of science. To be continued. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Bring yourself back. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. This is a good way for me to find out who's left the building. If they don't respond, I'll have to get out those, whatever those 2 pads of the electrical thing. Okay, now rotate your ankles and your wrists, inhaling. Rotate. This is a good way to wake up in the morning. Rotate the ankles and your wrists. Move your wrist as well. Kind of get that coordination going in all parts of the extremities of your body. And exhale. Now stretch the arms overhead onto the ground. Stretch out your spine. Stretch. Point the toes. Stretch, stretch. Inhale some more. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale some more. And stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale. Release the tension. Now rub the soles of the feet, palms of the hands together. This helps to stimulate your entire energy flow through your nervous system. You have a roadmap on each of your feet and on each of your hands that goes to all the major organs in the body. You have a similar pattern on your ears. We have a lot of redundancies in the body. In case one part gets screwed up, you can still get the stimulation. Okay, and exhale. Now, bend one leg, one knee. Legs are lying flat. Bend one knee and turn it over the other leg. Just bend on it. Stretch out your hip. Just don't bang into your neighbor. Just turn your hips to the side. Stretch out the side. Exhale back to the center. Now bend the other knee the other way. Kind of remembers me of my old high school cheer. Rah, rah, ree, kick him in the knee. Rah, rah, ras, kick him in the other knee. You guys think the worst of everything here. Come on. Okay, now pull the knees to the chest. Wrap the hands around the knees. Keep your head and shoulders on the mat. Pull the knees in tight. Stretch out that lower back. Stretch, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Exhale, back off from the tension. One last time. Inhale, pull the knees in. And exhale, back off from the tension. Now rock from side to side. Back and forth. Little kids do a lot of this kind of stuff. Back and forth. Loosen up that lower back. And now begin rocking forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Rock yourself up to a sitting position. Now if you can't rock yourself up, turn on to your side and push yourself up with your hands. Don't try to come straight up off your back. Turn on to your side and push yourself up with your hands. There you go. Because if you try to come up on that lower back, you're putting so much pressure, you can herniate a disc and all that other stuff that's going on. Okay, let's see. I got to change gears here. All right, let's see if I can find it. That's not it. Okay. Just be patient with me. I'll get there. So just set yourself comfortably straight. We're going to be sitting for a little while here. All right, so the way this meditation is going to work it doesn't say what your eyes are doing. So you're going to place your hands into Venus lock again, just like this. For women, it's left over right, left thumb on top of the right thumb. Okay. For men, it's the opposite way, right thumb on top of the left, and those other fingers interlaced alternately. You're going to bring those hands behind the neck, or behind the head, like this. And we're rhythmically going to pull back on the elbows. Keep that heart center elevated. Keep that head straight. Don't get the head up and back. Don't drop it down. You're going to go hada, hada. You're going to pump the navel, hada. You relax the arms down. Let me explain again about this hada. When you pronounce hada correctly, you're pulling in your power center. Hada. That helps you to process out subconscious anger. When you're processing stuff on the navel point, the fire in your belly, so to speak, you're processing out a lot of subconscious anger. In America, we're just the country of anger. We're constantly at war. We're constantly suing everybody. There's road rage. It's all around us. Whether you're personally angry or not, you're absorbing the anger and frustration of all the people around you. It's partly because they, diet and whatever else is going. All the stress creates a lot of stress. Now, when you chant hada, your hada, when the tongue flips up against the upper palate, hada, it opens your heart center. And you're going to be pulling back. Hada, hada. The tongue is flipping up against the upper palate, the roof of your mouth. What that doing is sending a pulse up into your brain to open up this whole process of opening up so you can think clearly, so you can open your mind and open your ability and stimulate your consciousness. That's what it's all about. And we're going to do it with this Mantra, we'll just do it with the music here. And you pull back on each other with your elbows. Hare, 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 hare. Now you're not flexing your spine, you're just pulling back the elbows. Hare, 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 hare. Eyes are closed. Hare, 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 hare,
Hare, Hare, Hare, Hare,
Keep elevating the heart center. Keep your chin tucked slightly. Three more minutes. One more minute. Finish strong. Powerful navel point. Inhale deeply. Full deep breath. Feel the belly. Stretch back those elbows. Inhale some more. Fill all the way up top of the head. More. More. Hold the breath. Circulate the energy. Feel and hear the echoes of the sound within your mind. Hada. And exhale, relax the arms down. And just again, become the observer. You're just observing the dynamics of what went on. Feel the dynamics in your body. Tingling sensations, the aches, the pains, whatever it is. Allow it to be there. Okay, now inhale deeply. Now stretch the arms up. Stretch. Inhale some more. Stretch it out. Spread. Stretch. Twist a little bit if you need to. And exhale, relax down. When you open your heart center, life does become easier because it's much easier for people to be around you. People will open up to you more because you're not putting out the anger, all that subconscious stuff that you have in your agendas in your anger system. When you're angry, you don't have a very good sense of communication because your mind's always trying to figure out the next argument you're going to project on somebody when they talk to you. When you're open-hearted and you've cleared things out, you can have the capacity of what they call sunya, the deep listening capacity, where you truly listen to what the other person is saying and you can actually hear it and receive it. And then they feel so much better because they felt like they were understood a little bit. And then you can work with them. That's what it's all about. If you want to work, if you're working with people, and there's 7 billion people on the planet, so you got to work. You're going to be working with somebody somewhere. You may be in the car next to you, as you're driving down the freeway. Who knows, So, anyway, let's bring our palms together, center the chest. And this little song we always sing embodies why we do the yoga in the first place. And if you want a copy of this yoga set and meditation, make sure your name is on that email list. If I don't have your email, print it clearly, because if I get one dot wrong, I'm going to not be able to give it to you, because, the internet's very unforgiving. So, inhale deeply. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within God bless this earth with peace. God bless this earth with peace.
God bless this earth with peace.
Satnam.